Page 17, Dance. It's a nice fun little piece, but it's got some tricky parts in it, so let's look at this. This is one of the pieces where if you've been practicing the scales, it pays off in a piece like this. If you haven't been practicing the scales, you'll probably have a real tough time ever learning to play this correctly. You really will. Let's start with the right hand. It's in 3/4 time with 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 3 and. That doesn't seem too hard. Stick around. Third line down. 1 and 2 and. Yes, that's 4th and 5th fingers. I'm just transferring weight to finger. I'm doing that with all of these. I'm just transferring weight finger to finger. Last line. It doesn't seem too difficult, but stick around. Left hand has the accompanying part, and it's just really the broken chords. At least we're in bass clef now. That's about it for the left hand. At the bottom, last line is here. Then 2 notes. Like so. Now, put the hands together slowly. This gets to tricky. This starts to get tricky here because the fingers are, there's different fingers on different hands at different times, and you have to watch out. Go down to the 3rd line here. Gets tricky. You go real slow until you can get it. No hesitations. And that's got to be on the beat. Go as slow as you got to. Then when you can play the notes, try putting in the dynamics. You're loud at the first line. That's the right hand. The left hand stays pretty soft throughout this, so it's loud. Second line, now it's soft. That's the right hand. The left hand has to be really soft. Third line is loud again. And the last line is soft again. So put in the louds and the softs. Then we talk about this allegretto. Allegretto, again, to me is kind of a fun speed. It's a little slower than fast, but other than that, it's a dance. People are going to dance. See, this is where the hard part comes in. When you take it up to speed, if you have not been practicing the scales, you're not accustomed to this, will not play those smoothly, and they will not be even rhythmically. So it'll be a blah 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 blah. That will not be. Do the scales, and it will teach you to control your fingers well enough that when you get the stuff in a piece, they'll be even and they'll be smooth and they'll be controlled, and it will help out a great deal. Third line down, again, these 3 fingers aren't bad. It's these fingers are the troublemakers. But if you practice this slowly, and I recommend transferring weight finger to finger, here to here. You can exaggerate this at first, but the movement is actually very little. I'm just do-do-do-do-do. And that will help. And then the last line again, if you haven't been practicing the scales, you won't get this. It'll be tough. It won't be even, is my point. But the scales will teach you to control that. It's so important. And that's why I'm suggesting you do the scales, and that's why I'm suggesting this is actually rather difficult. when you take it up to speed to play it rhythmically even and control, this is not an easy piece. I like to play it with you slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. There's no repeat signs or anything, we just go straight through it one time. So I'll give us 3 counts, so go ahead and put your hands in G position, I guess, to start. They don't move around here, do they? It's just G position, pretty much. 1, ready, and go, and. 1, 2, 3, off.